Welcome back. We're here with Ryan of OreGear.
Hello again.
And for those of you on Ryan's channel, I'm Graham Bates of GBGuns.
Yes.
Since we're pseudo-local to one another,
more or less,
we decided, hey, how about you drive a couple hours to visit us, and then we'll drive a couple hours to go out in the woods.
shoot cool guns in the process.
Yeah, but we're out here where we can shoot almost 360 degrees so that we can enjoy some of our favorite guns without the range folk getting in the way or making extra noise. And one of the ones that I brought out is this Freedom Ordnance FX9. One of the things that makes the FX9 different as a 9mm PCC is the receiver is actually appropriately sized for 9mm. So the receiver set is about an inch shorter, and the bolt itself is also a little bit smaller. This one I've had for a couple years, so I've done a few modifications to it. I've got the Pistol Storage Solutions pistol storage device on the back here. This is not a brace and it's not a stock. It actually has its own classification and its own letter from the ATF, which means all those times when things get scary about braces, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, it's kind of in its own realm. You don't have to worry about people naming things like braces. Everyone knows about braces. Way more likely to possibly get named in legislation. Not so much this.
Yeah, and it's adjustable to, it fits all kinds of different tubes and adjustable to what kind of magazine you want back here. I've got it set up for 9mm double stack mags. We've got a CMC trigger in there, which makes it possible to bump fire from the shoulder.
Weird.
And then from Illumigrips, we've got a really aggressive AR grip. Yes. And panel underneath here, covering up the pick rail. For an optic, we've got the Lucid Optics M7. This is one of their new ones. It's got kind of an interesting chevron sight system. And then on the end, from Matador Arms, is this adjustable brake. And some people have asked, well, why the heck would you want an adjustable brake? You can tune it to your load, for one, but then why have it be so quick adjust? And what I've found is out here, we can shoot with this thing wide open and have a soft shooter. If we're going to an indoor range, that's hot, by the way. If we're going to an indoor range or somewhere crowded, close it up a little bit so that it's not so obnoxious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were just shooting another rifle out here today that has both. You can shoot it with a brake or thread something on, and it's kind of a pain to go back and forth, and then you have to have something stuffed in your pocket or in your gear. This is on the gun all the time, way quicker to change too.
Yeah, spring loaded, and you pull it to where you want and then tighten it down. It's pretty quick. So we'll run some quick pop-ups in a couple different positions around us here. I think we still have some clays left on the mound, and different distances from like 20 or 15 yards to maybe 35 or 40, something like that, to get a feel for this optic and the gun. Yeah.
Now it's still straight, even though it's its own receiver, still blowback, correct?
Yeah, still direct blowback. Mine's got a stiffer spring. I at one point put something in here, I don't remember what it was. A little bit heavier spring. Unfortunately, it means that it doesn't really travel far enough to lock open on empty, but it also softens it up a little bit, and hopefully you'll find that this shoots pretty soft for a blowback 9mm.
Yeah.
A lot of the AR9s end up recoiling more than 223.
Yeah.
I don't think this one does, but it's just sort of been my Franken gun to play with.
It's always fun to play with 9mm. Speaking of which, let's play with it.
Sounds good. A little gassy, but a lot of fun. So Ryan, what did you think of my slightly modified FX9?
Slightly modified FX9. It was pretty neat. You're right. It definitely has less recoil than most pure blow black ARs that I've shot. And I do like the fact that this is a purpose-built 9mm. They're not taking something built for something else and trying to force their way into it. I like that they shortened the receiver. In my opinion, 9mm don't need to be long. So make it a compact form factor, and by not using the standard AR receivers, that's one of the things you get out of this. Obviously, with it being Franken-gunned, we did run into a little hiccups here and there. I do like the lucid optic up top, though. That chevron, having that as a larger reticle, picks up really, really fast. And then just kind of with chevrons in general, even if it's a larger optic, you still have the very fine aiming point at the top. So I liked that. It picked up very fast. The brake is a pretty neat design. Just all in all, it's a neat package, and it's something I'd be interested to play with more. And this was more comfortable than I expected. When I first saw these pistol storage devices, the mag pouch holders, I was hesitant because it didn't look super comfortable. It looks like you're putting a piece of like shelving into your shoulder. But it actually works well, at least with a recoil of 9. If you did that on like a 308 pistol, I don't know. But on 9, it felt really nice.
Yeah, I don't think I'll put this on my 12 gauge. Yeah. But yeah, this I think has turned into probably one of the mildest shooting direct blowback 9mm. Yeah. Between whatever it is that I did at some point with this slightly heavier spring, the fact that the FX9 bolt itself is a little bit smaller and lighter, so there's not as much reciprocating mass. And believe it or not, folks, 9mm is breakable. This Matador Arms adjustable brake, we were playing around with it, and you can get a face full of gas if you set it right. There is enough gas coming out of there that it makes a little bit of a difference. One of the things that I noticed about this M7 Lucid Optics, and this is new for us, is the objective lens is larger than the ocular lens, kind of cone-shaped, and I think that's part of the large field of view you get. It feels very, very open when you look through it. Yeah, it's not like a toilet paper roll you're looking through it. It doesn't take up as much of your field of view. It makes it feel like you're just looking naturally through something. But yeah, that's all of those things. Also the fact that this is just a regular CMC drop-in. It's not a PCC drop-in. Right. And you're able to use some AR furniture and things like that are part of what have made this one of my kind of top 5 fun guns. Yeah. Just because it's so different. Yeah. It's nice having something inviting in 9mm, cheap to shoot, not super hard recoiling, unlike other AR 9mm, especially for newer shooters, more recoil-sensitive shooters. It's kind of a nice way to bridge that gap. Yeah, it's a fun gun.